This is a rose created from the new Artisan 3D origami cutting dies. To begin this project, you're going to stack 2 rows of 6 of these smaller rose petals. After you get most of your small rose petals together, you're going to notice there's one last spot, counting six on top, 6 on bottom, and here's the last one. And just put glue in the last one and stick it together, and you'll complete your first section of the rose. Altogether, this rose consists of 36 rose petals. Now that your top part is complete, counting 6 on top and 6 on bottom, it's time to start the next 4 rows. It's time to assemble 4 rows of 6. As you can see here, these rose petals, I curved them with a pen and rolled them around to make them look more like rose petals. After you peel them off, you should have 24 set aside. Now it's time to start the second tier. Just like any other 3D origami project, you're going to stack the cones over each other just like you always do. These cones just have an extra added flair. That's what makes them artisan. Starting with the first rose petal, the large one, place it over each cone just like you see here, and follow that all the way around 6 times, and you'll do this 4 more times. After you assemble the top and bottom, get ready to put your green accents on. This is the long pointed 3D origami cone, and you can mix match them with just regular 3D origami. It's a 132 size, and you want to put them, you can put 4 or you can put 6. First, I'm going to show you how 4 could go, and then you can put regular green around it. At this time, I decided to do 4, and then the other 2 later. After the bottom part's on, the green long points, you're going to turn it back over and you're going to start the hot glue process. I like adding the hot glue towards the bottom, as you can see here. When I sculpt the bud, it'll keep the bud nice and round. When sculpting the bud, don't worry about the hot glue that's trapped inside. No one's really going to see it anyways. And if you really wanted to pull it out, you can pull it out with some tweezers. But I found out by making several of these roses, it doesn't really become that much of a concern. After your inner bud is dry, it's okay to start the second row. It's very important to keep the glue dots towards the bottom of the bud. This way, later on, if you wanted to fluff out your rose and sculpt it some more, it's not going to be entirely glued and look too tight of a rosebud. After you get the first set glued on, go back and look for some loose spots and do some real quick repairs before you go on to the next level. After you complete this process and get to the last 1 or 2 petals, push them up and sculpt them into place, and your rose will be done. At this point, just hold it for a little bit and make sure that it's dry. After your rosebud is complete, look at the bottom again and start sculpting the bottom leaves. You can crunch them, fold them until it looks more realistic to you. Next, grab your stem cones and decide where you want to put your rose thorns. Glue your rose thorns in place. I found out that 3 or 4 thorns are enough for this project. In the very end, to make your stem strong, just coat it with a couple coats of glue. When your stem is complete, hot glue the stem into the bottom part of the rose. After your rose stem is complete, take another look at your rose and decide if you want to put just regular cones in the bottom of the rosebud or spiked cones. In this case, I decided to put the spiked cones. So I enjoyed making this project. I hope you did too. Thanks for watching.